Hi, this is Jade, the community manager here at Dustbreakers Meta Theory, and joining me today will be Dave, our Chief Creative Officer, and then Lil Yuzu, Ryan, who is part of BizOps, but also helping out with partnerships and community as well. But yes, welcome everyone to our launch updates AMA. We have a lot of really cool information to share with you guys. And yeah, let's just get started. And I guess, Dave, if you want to share a little bit about yourself and what you do at Dustbreakers for all of our new listeners, and then I'll pass the mic to Ryan as well.
Sure, happy to. Hi, everybody. I'm David, Chief Creative Officer, co-founder here at Meta Theory. I am largely responsible for all of our creative. Everything you look at, listen to, that sort of passes across my desk at some point. I work with all of our artists, our designers, our sound engineers, our writers. And take a particular care and interest in the universe of Dustbreakers, from the lore to the art, everything, and all of that is sort of my domain. Yeah, I'm super excited about the launch. Really happy that we're going to get players exploring this universe that we've been building for quite a while now. It's really exciting.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. And then I'll pass the mic to Ryan if you want to share a little bit about yourself and yeah, what you do here at Dustbreakers.
Yo, thanks, Jade. So my name is Ryan, otherwise known as Lil Yuzu on Discord from the community. Its official title is business operations, but help in a bunch of different ways: partnerships, game, always wanting to be on top of leaderboards and testing out our game, but a little bit of everything here and there. Super happy for our launch, right? We've called so many great partners, and we've built this for quite a while. So yeah, super excited. Happy to start giving y'all some alpha. And I also want to give a shout out to Diablo. I saw you try to join the Discord stage, but glad you made it to the Twitter Spaces.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. And yeah, today's topics, I know we went over quite a lot in our Discord AMA last week with all of our founders, including Dave. We also had JT and Kevin as well, our CTO and our CEO. But today we also have many more exciting information to share with you. We will go into a brief background for those who are new to our game. But looking into the future of what we're going to be talking about, more about our weapons, possible enemies, create rewards, and then something a lot of community members have asked about, which is drip rates for our NFT collection. But I'll pass the mic to Dave to go into a little brief background of our upcoming game for those who may have missed our AMA last week. And then I guess we'll hop into weapons after.
Absolutely. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about what to expect. Dusk Breakers is our new free-to-play roguelite shooter. It's a fun, fast, arcade-like experience. A really fun mix of like action and shooting. A little bit of bullet hell baked into that. There's some fun collectability that comes into play. And something that I'm really excited about are our leaderboards. I love a leaderboard. I'm very competitive. Yeah, all of these pieces are brought together into this free-to-play game that we are building in the open alongside our audience. We are going to be gathering your input and feedback and rapidly iterating on the content of the game, the mechanics, and weapons, enemies, and building with you, with your feedback, with your cooperation, and hopefully even something that we started to pioneer in some of our earlier games was the ability of players and community members to to eventually canonize their characters and earn their way into the game. As we build this universe out, we'd really like to maybe even continue that process, and truly in an iterative, open, public community fashion, build an excellent, fun, more full featured arcade game experience here. What will you encounter? You're going to be playing the role of a breaker, a dusk breaker, one of the heroes in our IP universe. And your job is to basically break a large derelict alien spaceship hovering over the Earth. It's called the Dusk. Your job is to infiltrate the Dusk, collect valuable resources, and exterminate a population boom of giant alien insects. You're familiar with them if you've been following our community for a while. They're called the Gribbles. There's an infestation of big bad Gribbles. It's threatening Dust Tech's harvest and reclamation operations on the Dusk, and that's unacceptable. You're going to go in, clear out the baddies, and collect resources. It's going to be a fairly short gameplay experience. We want it to be repeatable, something that you will come back over time and enjoy, and participating in the leaderboards and collecting a lot of the fun collectibles that you encounter as you play. We hope we'll have you coming back for more.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. And then jumping right into weapons, I know for some of our community members who have been here, we actually did a lot of naming and community voting for our weapons, and those names are actually implemented into our game, which is really cool. And I believe we shared this past Tuesday three of our weapons, which are the Volt Slinger, the DTR 2094, and the Scatter Shot. But there may be something else if you would like to share that, Dave, or possibly Ryan. Ryan, who's definitely played a lot of the games, a lot more than I have. But either one of you, if you'd like to jump on the weapon train, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't want to spoil the fun, but there may be something to discover. If you, yeah, there's an Easter egg. You can discover and unlock a very special weapon. I'm not going to tell you how or where. Maybe Ryan, you can drop a little hint. I think you were probably one of the first people to unlock it internally. But yeah, I encourage you all to yeah, just try lots of different things, and maybe you'll get lucky.
Yeah, it's a great alpha. Yeah, we can. There are, I guess we'll call it an Easter egg for now, but yeah, just try a lot of different things. I would also suggest you try all the different combinations of weapons as well, right? So your left click and your right clicks are going to unlock different things. You can pick up different weapons on the Dusk, a lot of different augments, ways to change your weapon, upgrade your weapon. So playing a lot of the different combinations is super fun. So yeah, I encourage you all to try as much as you can and clear as many of the Gribbles as you can.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, I definitely am not as good as either of you. I'm also just as competitive, but just not as skilled. So, definitely try to build out your character, is my advice for everyone listening. And yeah, all the different weapons and weapon combinations will definitely get you a lot farther. But yeah, and then just talking about weapons, let's jump into enemies. Um, there should be a lot of new creatures that we see, and I believe Dave has probably helped build some of these creatures. So, Dave, if you'd like to share more about some possible enemies that people may encounter on the Dusk, that would be great.
Sure. Yeah. So the Gribbles were designed to be like a very Well, let me even take a step back. The way that we wanted to approach creating the Dustbreakers universe is a fun mix of the rule of cool. You want stuff to be cool and fun to interact with, but we also took like a pretty strong scientifically driven approach to our world building, to the way that we created the setting, the way that we imagine the technologies present, and the way that we created the friends and foes, the flora, the fauna, the enemies, the creatures, and the types of mysteries that you might encounter on the Dusk. The Gribbles are crafted as this alien breed of basically you can call them space beetles. But they encountered the Dusk many years ago, and they've evolved alongside and within the Dusk. And as a result, they've been the subject of lots of the different environments, the different types of challenges and ecosystems that are found within the Dusk. And so you'll run into lots of different types of Gribbles. Some of the kinds that you'll encounter are Gribbles that will attack you by rolling into sort of a ball. They'll have to have a fast reflexes and a dodge to get out of the way. Some Gribbles dash and they'll repeat dash at you, and the way that you'll have to avoid them is with maybe some different types of techniques to get around them. Some of the Gribbles maybe even run at you and self-destruct. They explode. We have flying Gribbles. We have big, huge, tanky Gribbles. And then my personal favorite, which you will have encountered if you played any of our earlier mini games, is the Queen Gribble, or as I call her, Mama Gribble. She is a truly formidable opponent. I have great difficulty defeating her, and I expect that many of our players will be surprised at maybe the difficulty level. Hopefully, it is challenging and not throw your keyboard through the window frustrating. But I like the fact that even in a relatively short period of time and in a game that we're going to be building alongside the community, we've been able to come out with some really fascinating enemies that require varying tactics. You're not going to be able to just jam the same button and beat this game, which I'm quite proud of. And we'll continue to add more enemies, varying types, not just Gribbles, but we have other types of enemies planned. We'll add those in the future, and looking forward to building for you all.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I know for me, the tank Gribbles are just really crazy, and I have not beat the Queen Gribble yet, but I will probably be asking Ryan if I bring my laptop over to help me out on getting the Queen Gribble at least one success under my name with some assistance. But yeah, definitely all the different types that you'll see and in their different environments are really awesome. Shout out to our games team. They worked really hard and it really is a lot of fun. But yeah, I guess speaking of the Queen Gribble, I know that there must be a prize at the end of every single Queen Gribble fight. And I know we talked about crates last AMA, which is what you get at the end of a successful Gribble run, tongue twister. But what can we find in these crates? I know David's really excited to talk about these, so I'll go ahead and pass the mic back to Dave on that one.
Yeah, I'll speak to one of the contents of these crates that I'm most excited about and most proud of are artifacts. The artifacts are basically discoverables. They're meant to serve as a glimpse into this greater universe, this greater Duskbreakers universe that we've so carefully built over the last months and years. And lots of different things that you will encounter as you complete your runs. Imagine that you are a Duskbreaker. You're running through the dusk. You're fighting off enemies, and you come across something curious. That's what the experience is meant to be. And these artifacts include some fantastic art by our artists on team, actually working in concert with our custom generative AI models that we've been training and fine tuning over many months to be able to produce work that is within the Duskbreakers art style. So each of these artifacts will have artwork that's been carefully crafted by our internal team, and lore written by our excellent writers. And yeah, as you encounter them, you'll be able to check out a picture, read a little bit, learn more about this universe that's outside and around the events that you're going to be taking inside of the game. It's meant to feel like, yeah, a window into a larger world. We have a couple of Easter eggs baked in. Maybe a few references to familiar faces and community members. Maybe there's a secret message baked into some of the artifacts. I'll leave that to the community to discover. In terms of what we have planned for these over time, for launch right now, they are meant to be fun collectibles. Something that you can accumulate over your multiple runs and be proud of when you have completed a full set. But that will probably not be the end of these. We're exploring utility for these, either in or out of game. And we think if the reception is really nice, we'd love to expand the collection and come up with more ways for you all to interact with them and use them in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to see them. I know that I wrote my favorites just looking through the folder, but the art is amazing. And I also just wanted to welcome to the space Kevin, our CEO. Hi, Kev. Did you want to share a few words?
Hello, hey everybody. Yeah, no, just really excited for to get something out there. Get some feedback, get some players, and really start this public build process, which the team's been working really hard to get to. And we're really excited to show you what they built. We think from a game perspective, it's awesome. It gives us a lot of flexibility on building in terms of what the community feedback looks like. The games team's already loaded up a bunch of stuff for future updates. We'll have lots of ideas on where things can go, and we'll be adding more. Just adding a lot more features, a lot more content over time. So really excited for that, and to truly start to grasp what it means to build a Web3 game. We take a sort of a different approach here from traditional gaming, where you sort of build, release, do some testing, pull back, build some more. For us, it's really about building with you, with the community, and so that's exciting for us, and we think a really important aspect for the future of Web3 games. Just really excited to get it in y'all's hands. I know the team's really excited for that too. And to really start to blaze our trail in Web3. We still very much believe in it, believe in its potential for the future relationship between us and the internet. We think it's really important. So appreciate everyone who's been here with us the whole time. Appreciate all the new folks who are just finding out about us. Great timing. We're excited to we're excited to get this out there.
Thanks, Kev. And yeah, feel free to hop in on any of the topics as well. But yeah, we're definitely, as Kev mentioned, super excited to share what we have coming up this weekend. But yeah, I guess going back to the game, there's always a lot of questions about how exactly our older collections are integrated into the game. With launch, we kind of mentioned that it wouldn't be full Web3 integration or full lore integration, but we do have a little bit of an update as well as like a little bit of integration, and that's with our Dustbreakers credits and the drip that comes from that. And yeah, Dave, if you wanted to share more about DBC drip and maybe go over a little bit about the OmniGrow conversion, that'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah. So our original collections, the Dustbreakers and the Gribbles, hold a very special place in my heart. And at launch, the way that we like to build is carefully, and with the right amount of deliberation. We want to build quickly, we want to build publicly, but we also want to build responsibly. We have a number of plans for Duskbreakers, the game and the universe. And for right now, we do have, it's a very light amount of support for our early collections, but rest assured that we are constantly thinking and talking about ways to add more utility to those collections. We have great plans, and they will all sort of come to bear in time. But let's talk about what you're going to encounter this weekend and moving forward. So holding a breaker or a gribble from our original collections will generate a drip of DBC, Duskbreakers credits. DBC is a soft currency. It is a soft currency that has utility in game. We're using it in game. And I want to strongly emphasize that it is a soft currency. And we currently do not have plans to put this currency on chain. If you've got it, we want you to spend it. We want you to spend it. And how can you spend it? We're going to be releasing a number of syncs that will allow us to test our economy and learn sort of what works for our player base. But at launch, you will use DBC to open loot crates. The loot crates will provide you with artifacts. They will provide you with Adnite, which you use for meta progression and improving your character, which will give you a leg up on the leaderboards and on the competitive aspects of Dustbreakers. So that's what DBC is for. Please spend it if you've got it. If you hold an OG breaker, you will get a drip of 40 DBC per day, which should be enough to pop two loot crates, just off the bat. And if you hold a gribble, you will get 20 DBC per day. That's going to be enough to pop one loot crate. So, if you expect to run a couple of times a day and you'd like to have a couple of loot crates to open, I would probably recommend holding an OG breaker. That will give you a little more of a drip to be able to open more loot crates. But if your time is at a premium and you're maybe only able to run through the game once a day, and you expect to beat Mama Gribble once a day and get your one loot crate, then holding a Gribble will be a great way to ensure that you have enough DBC to open that crate when you're ready for it. Now, in terms of OmniGrow, which was another soft currency that we had for our earlier Gribbles, the hatchening experience, you would use OmniGrow to upgrade your Gribble egg and make your Gribble increase its level over time. And our players have been sort of diligently accumulating OmniGrow since that experience, but we haven't had any further plans for that soft currency. And so what we're going to do is allow for a conversion we're going to conduct this conversion automatically. So if you hold OmniGrow, you will receive an amount of DBC. We have a chart. I think what we should do is post that chart in our Discord and across our socials, so you can take a look at that chart and understand exactly how much DBC you're going to be receiving for the amount of OmniGrow that you have in your account. But I can say that if you have at least one OmniGrow, if you have one or more, you will receive at least 120 DBC when that conversion goes live. So you'll be able to open a number of crates, and we hope that is a suitable reward for our faithful holders who've been diligently accumulating this OmniGrow since the Gribbles collection came out and weren't quite sure what to do with it. So that's current plans. Yeah, please feel free to add anything, Ryan or Jade, if I missed something.
Nah, I think you got it right there. We got a couple of almost OmniGrow millionaires. See, Neptune is posting in the chat. He's got 900K OmniGrow, so hopefully you'll get a buttload of DBC and crates to open at the start. So excited for you guys to experience that.
Yeah, definitely. I see that too. And just based off of the calculations, I'll probably need like 300 breakers just to be able to boost up all of my stats to get to the same level as Dave and Ryan. But yeah, the table for the conversion is definitely coming out soon, making sure that it looks good for you guys, easy to translate. I know we have a lot of international folks in our community, so making sure that everyone is on the same page with those numbers. So definitely be sure to look out for it. Yeah, probably later this week. And then upcoming, really excited. I know this is something that we've been announcing throughout the week, but would like to hop on to the topic of partners. So yeah, Ryan, do you want to share more about partners that we have and how they'll be integrated into Launch with Leaderboard and all that awesome stuff?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jade. So, as you've seen from our Twitter feed, some discussion in Discord as well, we've been announcing a bunch of partners, right? So, these partners are going to be competing in our leaderboards. So, I want to give a shout out to Socials Rising. I see some of you guys are in the attendance here, so welcome. We have the community from CoinEasy from Korea. We also have the Wardens and Forge as well. We are still announcing some huge partners tomorrow, so make sure you keep a lookout on our Twitter and our socials to make sure you see who else will be joining. But in terms of our leaderboards, so our experience is a single player experience, and how team leaderboards will work is that we are going to have a speedrun leaderboard. So that means when you first start your run until you defeat the Queen Gribble, it's going to count how fast you can go through the whole run there. So how team leaderboards will work is that you have, once you've signed up on our Google form within our Discord to assign yourself to a team, we will get the top 5 speeds and average that time for that specific team. So the top 5 runs will be your team score, essentially. Hopefully that's simple enough. Also wanted to get into the rewards for these leaderboards. So for just these solo runs, it will be $500 for first place, 250. This is USDC, by the way. So 500 USDC for first place, 250 for second place, and 100 for third. And this speedrun leaderboard will happen 4 times over the course of the next 8 weeks. We will post a calendar graphic as well after this AMA. And then for the team leaderboards, you might be wondering, what rewards you can get from that. So that will be actually your team's logo integrated into our game as a cosmetic. So the cool thing about this one is if you win the first leaderboard, right, what happens is in our next run of the leaderboard, so our second leaderboard contest, everyone will be forced to see your logo in the game, right? So that I think the first one will be an explosion effect. So everyone that uses an explosion effect in the second leg of our leaderboards will have to see that logo. So you're playing for bragging rights. If you're sick of seeing this logo pop up on your screen, then you better join a team and win it for your team, right? So that's the idea of that. Like I said, again, just to be clear, signups, you have to first just create an account on dustbreakers.gg and then head over to Discord and then fill out a Google form that just asks for your email, your Discord ID, and then what team you want to join. I feel like most of the folks in this audience have already done that. I've seen a lot of your emails and usernames, so thank you for doing that. And yeah, specifically for the Dustbreakers team, I believe we have about 30 minutes left to vote for what icon or cosmetic you guys want to integrate. That will be in the holder missions channel of our Discord. And you have to be a holder for that. I think that's it. Did I miss anything, Jade?
Yeah, and then just for the sign up sheet too, that one is going to be located in our Discord under the DustTech official links channel. You'll see it at the very bottom where you can sign up in that Google form that Ryan was mentioning. But Ryan, I know you talked about having a speed leaderboard. What if I'm not really good at like doing speed for runs? Are there other leaderboards that I could participate in and help with my team?
Yes, great question. So the speedrun leaderboard will be rewarded through USDC and the in-game cosmetic, but we also have 4 other leaderboards. So the second leaderboard will be how many crates are opened, the crates that Dave was mentioning earlier. Then the third will be how much Adnite you've collected. This Adnite will be used for perma progression, advancing your perma progression on your breaker. The fourth leaderboard will be how much Vala gems you've mined. And then the fifth one, pretty simple, how many Gribbles you've killed. So we will be tracking all of this. Just want to reiterate, we will be tracking all of this data, right? Even though they're not rewarded specifically for USDC and through the cosmetic, we want to make sure we at least acknowledge all of your contributions. So we will track all leaderboard contributions, and they will be available to view on the leaderboard when you in game and on the website.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, because I definitely may not even finish a full successful speed run if I can't defeat the Queen Gribble. So just knowing that I can mine my way through and still have an achievement is a goal for me to work on. And also for anyone else who also wants to still contribute and might not necessarily be confident in speedrunning just like me. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into some questions. I think we have a first one for Dave. So our upcoming launch is called Dustbreakers, and in our previous launcher, there were other games such as Breaker Recruit, Beast Battler, and our most recent one, Twilight Shift. I guess the question is, what happens with Twilight Shift and I guess the transition from Twilight Shift to Dustbreakers?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. We've had a number of mini game and sort of interactive experiences that we've built out and we've learned from since the inception of Dustbreakers as a project and our first NFT drop. What we want to do now is one, establish Dustbreakers in people's minds more so than anything else. When you think Dustbreakers, you think about our game, you think about our NFT collections, and it should be a unified experience and a unified thought in people's minds. And we also want to kind of clear the table a little bit and show that we are fully invested in Dustbreakers the game, building out Dustbreakers the universe. All of these pieces sort of working together, all of them being a harmonious whole. We figured it's a great moment in time to come out with this game that we're going to be building in public, and then sort of retiring the other experiences, which were they served their purpose and they were excellent learning experiences and they were fun and they served their time in the sun. But yeah, what we're going to be building on and pushing and hopefully we want Dustbreakers to be cemented in people's minds as a fun IP, as an amazing game, something that they respect and recommend And yeah, it's just a natural thing for people to want to talk about. And so it's the perfect moment to really drill down into our brand and start to establish that in people's minds.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Um, Definitely makes sense. As much as we love Twilight Shift, we definitely want to make sure Dustbreakers gets its fair share of people just exploring the environments and all the enemies and everything that's coming up. So definitely make sure you check it out. Um, and yeah, really excited, especially with everything that we announced earlier. But I guess the next question, I know we get this quite frequently. Probably either Kev or Dave could answer this one. But at launch, will Gribbles and Breakers have assigned points or value based on like traits um, from the collection? Uh, is there additional drip? If not, yeah, any uh, I guess answer
Yeah.
value on that too.
I'll start. Yes. So at launch, what our NFTs will provide is that drip of DBC that you'll use to open loot crates. We have not differentiated, or pulled out any particular traits to give you a particular advantage, or to give you more DBC. So a more rare breaker for now does not provide additional DBC over a more common your average floor breaker. But that's not to say that we one have not thought about ways to bring in the traits. We think they're super fun. They are very important to us. We wanted to focus on the game. We wanted to release a fun game. We want to build carefully. We don't want to break game balance, out of the gate. And the way that we think we can do this is by um, getting the game in the hands of players, building openly and publicly, and starting to create that dialogue and hearing from the audience. In what ways do our players want to see these traits coming to life? Are people clamoring for them to be visible in game as cosmetics? Are they clamoring for a particular trait to give to lend towards a different play style? We really want to hear what works and test and try a number of things, and then be able to react in real time to community feedback. So that's super important. We have not forgotten the traits, and we want to fold them in, but to do it in a considered fashion.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, that's definitely a question that we do get a lot, especially in our Discord. So happy that we're able to lay that out for launch. Really excited for future possibilities of what that can be. We do have a question from Delu, one of our community members. Let's see here. Will there be any interoperability with the Crypto Walkers Dust Tech Gun NFT? Um, at launch, I'm assuming is the time frame for this one. Any thoughts on this? I think I see Ryan has a response. But yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, Deliu is a OmniGrow millionaire. He's flexing his 2 million OmniGrow on our Discord right now. So shout out to you, sir. I hope you're going to get a bunch of DBC. But quick response to your question. Right out the gate for launch, nope, that won't be integrated. But like Dave said, we are looking to integrate not only our own NFTs, right, for their rarities and traits, but definitely have not shut down the possibility of looking at what we've done in the past, especially for the Crypto Walkers NFT rifle as well. So, won't be available for launch, but definitely something to look forward in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I think Kev mentioned it in the AMA last week in our Discord that it is very, very critical to get all of the feedback from our players just to see what we can experiment with, things that they want to see in the game, as Dave mentioned, implemented with either traits or like maybe building or crafting, like Kevin mentioned. And yeah, like, is there more opportunity for partnerships and interoperability? So yeah, super excited. Please be sure to give us feedback. We have a feedback channel in our Discord, and we usually take a lot of them too, and the suggestions and ideas. And we also have some upcoming stuff in Discord as well that we're looking forward to hearing your feedback on too. And then I think our last question here is, when gameplay trailer? Um, Ryan, I know that you're helping with this one. Did you want to talk about the gameplay trailer?
Yeah, sure. So I literally have it unlisted right now on our YouTube. So it will go live once this AMA ends. I will post it in the comments, the reply section of this AMA, as well as in Discord. So you all can go watch it. But yeah, it is ready to go.
Yay! I'm super excited. Yeah, lots of really great work going in the gameplay trailer. Shout out to our team. Yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really excited to see everyone's reactions. But yeah, I think we're getting towards the end of our AMA. Let's do some last notes from the panel. I'll go ahead and start with Dave.
Yeah, I'm so proud of the team. I'm really, really happy at the game that we're putting out. I'm really excited to be building in the open and to be getting to all the feedback that I can look forward to from the community. It's just really exciting. It's exciting to see a world come to life and to open up the doors and allow people to explore with you. And so yeah, I ask that everyone tell a friend, participate in the leaderboard competitions, download and play the game, and if you have any thoughts, if you something you really love or something you'd like to see or something that just keeps you up at night because you hate it so much that you can't bear to allow it to exist in the world anymore. Like just connect with us in Discord or and yeah, give us feedback. I'm going to be reading it all. I'm excited to, and I can't wait to see where Dustbreakers is. This time next year. Super exciting time.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, very excited as well. I'll pass the mic to Kev for any last thoughts as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, similar to what Dave said, I super excited. Thank you to our team who's built all this cool, crazy stuff that you'll see on Saturday, but also continue to see over the next couple months. Thanks to our community for supporting us this whole time. Thanks for believing in us. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks to our investors, of course, out there if you're tuning in. But yeah, really excited. I think it's gonna feel really good to build with everybody, to get the feedback, to see how players are reacting to what we're building, and to really start to create something huge in the space. That is what we're setting out to do. We're going to be thoughtful about it, and we want to do right by our community and future players. We want to set a good example in the space, and we want to do. We have high hopes for Web3. Again, we'll start thoughtfully and build towards a larger ecosystem. But excited to get this out there, and please check it out. Please give us feedback. Please give us a lot of feedback. We love that. That makes us build better products for you and really understand what our core community really wants from Dustbreakers, from what we can do together in the space. So thank you all, and excited to play and hang out with y'all on Saturday.
Awesome. Thanks, Kev. And then also Ryan, go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, guys. Yeah, super excited. Reiterating everything Kev and Dave said. Had a question regarding how many folks have signed up so far for a team. So we started the form a couple of days ago. Already have over 250 signed up for teams. So really good turnout for that. Make sure we sign up everyone that we can, and the YouTube video will be live. I'm posting it in the comments on the replies thread and Discord right now, so go check it out.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. And then we have a few other announcements as well. Oh, yeah, I see the gameplay trailer in Discord. Super awesome. But yeah, some last announcements. We're also announcing that we'll be having a launch preview stream on Twitch. And that'll be this Saturday on on 420 at, I believe that's 1 p.m. Pacific time. And that'll have Joshy answering questions. Ryan will be there too, going over some of the gameplay, possibly learn some tips and tricks about how to get to Queen Gribble. And yeah, really excited for that one. So that's on Twitch on 420 at 1 p.m. PT. And then also be sure to follow our socials for X/Twitter here, Deskbreakers and Meta Theory, for IG and Threads, Deskbreakers GG, and for any and all updates on the game, be sure to be in our Discord at the Desk Highlights and Desk Tech Press channels to reference any of the ideas, thoughts that we've been going over. I'll also post a recap of this space there as well. And yeah, check out our gameplay trailer after this AMA. Also, just a reminder for any holders, the Desk Breakers community team leaderboard logo voting ends at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 15 minutes from now in the Holder Missions channel. Please head over there if you haven't voted yet. And yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Super excited for Saturday. Yeah, play our game this Saturday, 420 at 4:20 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, see you out there. Thank you. Bye, everyone.